Hello, everyone. Welcome to the next episode of And One. We got one of those underrated rising stars in the 2025 class. Let's welcome her real quick here and have her introduce herself.
Hi, I'm Kendra Harvey. I'm 11th grade, class of 2025, and I play for the Minnesota Stars for AAU, and I play for Byron High School.
I like it. We've been waiting for Kendra to come on here. Last year, I'm like, when are you going to do the interview? She's like, you never sent the invite. So we got the invite out today. So thank you for taking the
Yeah.
time to do this.
Yeah, anytime.
So let's start back at the beginning. When did you first start playing basketball?
I started playing basketball probably in 4th grade, like when you do like all your little like school ball stuff. I started playing for Byron then.
Nice. What are some of your earliest memories of basketball?
Probably just like the grade state tournaments and going up like because that was like the big one because we live in like the southeast, so we'd always drive up there and spend the night. And it was like kind of a big deal for us.
I like it. I like it. So we'll start with how last year. We'll go with high school and then we move our way into AAU.
Okay.
With last year's high school season, how did it go for you and your team personally as a player? Kind of the team. Kind of what are some of the highlights from last year?
It went pretty good. Probably one of our biggest highlights was beating the runner-up in state for 3A Stewartville. I think we beat them second game of the year, but they got us the last two times we played them. But it was definitely because like they're kind of a crosstown rivalry for us. So beating them was pretty huge just as like for a school, I guess, or just for us as a program. But I think we had a pretty good season. We had like ups and downs for sure, but I mean, we won the games we were supposed to win, and we played some tough teams, but uh, I think this year will be good.
So coming into this year, I don't know if we have a full schedule yet. I know we talked about the almost runner-up state champs of Stewartville.
Yeah.
Who are some of the games that you know of that you're pretty excited to kind of circle the date for?
Stewartville's for sure one. Just trying to them and probably Goodhue. We haven't beat Goodhue for a while, and I think they're definitely one. They have some really good talent there. That's definitely a team that would be really good to play against. And besides that, a lot of the schools around us that we play lost a lot of like their best players, so they're every team's pretty down this year. But those two I'm really excited to play against.
So for you, besides you, because obviously we know what you bring to the court. Maybe who is one or two of your teammates that you think will have a big year this year for Byron?
So we had a girl transfer over from Century, Madison Ohm.
Oh,
She
okay.
plays for Minnesota Rise. So she's coming over, and I think she for sure will have a good year this year playing with us. Her, and then we have an eighth grader, well, freshman this year, Kayla Sork. She plays for the Rise too. She should have a pretty good year too.
So
And
what?
then
Oh, go ahead.
other players that, sorry, we have some
Okay.
other players like one of our better defenders, Paige Halder. She doesn't do AAU, but she'll have a good year this year.
I like it. So what would you say is maybe your personal goal as a player and then team goals coming into this coming season?
Personally, I'd like to shoot like a higher percentage, like maybe shoot less shots but have more points,
Okay.
like make the ratio better, and then just defensively still just leading the team in steals and rebounds and stuff like I have been.
Good segue. We'll talk about steals and defense coming up in the AAU part of it. We'll get there.
Yeah.
We'll get there. And so, with you being in 2025, kind of the people you named kind of seemed like they were younger. Or do you take on
Yeah.
that leadership role? And if you do, what is your leadership style? Is it more vocal? Is it kind of lead it by example? Do as I do.
I feel like yeah, I've taken more of a leadership role the past like it was like halfway through last season I started to really like I feel like not take over but like start to like try to help people. And I feel like my like goal as a leader isn't to like it's to be vocal but also to like not criticize. Like know a time and a place but like just build people up, not like bring them down.
I like it. So, in your career, AAU or high school, who are some of the best players you've ever went or played with?
Played with or against?
Played with. We'll get to against after. We'll do both. We
Oh,
do both. We'll start with played
AAU
with.
AAU for sure, like Kendall McGee and like Sam Wells, definitely those two. It's just like playing with Kendall. It's like amazing because like she's such an unselfish player, but she'll definitely get hers. So
Hmm.
just that, and like Sam's just more like just a great person, and she just brings such good energy onto the court. And then for school ball, pro probably like Sasha Vanderpool. She was one of them. I played with her my 8th grade year because she was a senior that year, and it was just fun playing with her. I never really played with like a really tall post before, so just playing with like height was really nice.
So now we'll go to the other way. Who are some of the best you've ever played against AAU or high school?
There's some players I played against in like the 3SSB and then like when we were in Memphis that I don't know the names of, but there's just been a lot of really good talent. Um, we played against this one girl. Um, don't know her name. She plays for like I don't even know the name of the AU team. It's a 3SSB, but she like was on trials for the three on three USA stuff, and she was really, really good. Like just so nonchalant she played, and she's really good. She was probably one of the best players we played against this season for sure.
So we'll get into your AAU season. I'd say a pretty successful year. Unfortunately, didn't have Kendall with the injury she suffered at
Uh,
state. Kind of what were some of the highlights? Fun places to go, fun games, fun teams, kind of stuff like that. What are some of the highlights from this last AAU season?
Definitely, I would say our best tournament was Omaha. When we went to Omaha, we went, I think, we 7-1, or it was like 5-1 or 7-1. I don't know if we played 4-4, but we played two tournaments and they were all at 3SSB teams. But we played against one of the best 17U 3SSB teams in like the tournament before, and that was really good for us. We went into it kind of like with the mindset like we're gonna get killed, but then we went and we lost by I think 6, so it was a
Mhm.
really good game for us. And I would say probably our best game of the season was we played De La Lamb against Addison. I don't know her last name, but she's like one of the best 2026s in the country.
Bjorn?
Yes, we played against her, and that was definitely we went into overtime. We won in over. It was amazing, and it was like one of the games where every single person in the gym was on like watching us. So it was that was amazing. And then like outside of the basketball part, I think we had a lot of fun there too. It was just we were a very like close knit team, so just like we take advantage of all the moments we can get together.
How would you say you grew as a player from, even the end of last year's high school season and kind of over this summer of AAU basketball? Where would you say you've seen yourself grow the most as a player?
Well, I think every year I've played with the Stars, my defense has gotten 10 times better. And that's one thing we focus on a lot though is defense. But I think offensively too, I've just slowed down a lot and kind of picked up more of a role like offensively on this team too. Because in the past I've kind of like I'll shoot like threes, but like I wouldn't really look to attack as much. And like recently, like in the tournaments in like Memphis and South Carolina, I've been doing a little more of like looking to create on offensive, like
I like
instead
it.
of just
And we brought up defense. I feel like we're burying the lead here because someone had a game of 10 steals. Her coach tried shafting her. Hirsch, we're coming for you. Coach said you had 6. I knew it was 10 because you had 6 at halftime because it was all
yeah.
run outs. What would you? How would you say? Describe yourself as a defender, because that was. I mean, you were getting in the passing lanes. You were just darting. You were
Yeah.
never getting. Describe yourself as a defender.
Well, like, so my dad's always been really big on defense. Like, you're only going to play if you play defense, which is true. But I think just like knowing where to be in the right spots is kind of like what I try to work on a lot. Because it's like if you're in the right spots, you're going to get steals and stuff. And I think that kind of proved during the North Tartan game just because we weren't playing against like a bad team. We were playing against the best team in Minnesota right now for our class. So it was like, if I'm able to do it against those people, I should be able to do it almost in every game I play. So it's like, I don't know, like my defense is very like aggressive, like
Hmm.
just up in like the passing lanes and stuff. Not like I like sometimes though, like I find myself doing it too much where I'm kind of lunging. Like that game I was able to get the steals, but there's been times where I do that and then I'm going and I'm out of position. So I think that's like one of the things I need to work on is like knowing when to do it and when not to.
A coach's dream. I gave you a compliment about 10 steals, and you went into something you have to work on. A coach's dream.
Yeah.
I'm telling you. But in that game, could you feel that like it was clicking? Like, did you like almost like you were seeing a play ahead? Like I knew where the ball was going because it felt like every pass it looked open, and then Kendra Boom was going this way. I'm like, oh, that wasn't open. She's hitting a layup.
I mean, yeah, and I also think a lot of it though to do was like our team energy. Like what our team was very like because we haven't beaten North Tartan for a couple of years now, so it was very like we kind of came out there and we were like we're gonna like we need to win this game and because we didn't want to play the Fury again because we played the Fury because if we would have lost that game we would have had to play the Minnesota Fury which we play like 5 times a year it feels like. So like our goal was like we don't want to have to play them again because it would suck because it's like not fun for either of us because we both play each other so much. But I think like at the end of the first half, we knew we were like clicking as a defensively as a team really well. And I think I just was like the one, like somebody would tip the ball and I would just get it or something like that. And we just played really good team basketball that game. And that's what won us it.
With your improvement as a player throughout the summer, that comes with improved, or I guess I should say renewed recruiting eyes on you.
Yeah.
Won't go into super many details, but I always ask people, what's the recruiting process like for you? Is it stressful? Is it exciting? A mixture of both? Kind of how do you handle it?
It's definitely a mixture of both because you have times where you call somebody once and then you're like they kind of like talk to you once and they don't talk to you again and you're kind of like, oh, but then you have times where people are trying to call you so much and it's definitely a mixture of both. And it's hard because you get to really know people and then it's like, at the end of the day, you don't get to go everywhere, get to talk to
Hmm.
all these people. It's like you build these relationships, but they won't last, which kind of sucks. But
So as you're narrowing down to schools and you're or going through the process of like evaluating schools, what are some of your non-negotiables? Like when you're looking at a school, it must have this, this, and this kind of thing situation.
well, I wanted to go to like a not like a like I didn't really want to go to like a private school, like a bigger school, like probably, and then like just that the campus feel like it's very like people go to the sporting events and people like participate in stuff with the school. I really want to like be a part of that.
I like it. College coaches, listen up. So we'll step away from the court a little bit. When you're not playing basketball, when you need to decompress from basketball kind of situation, where can people find you? What are things you love to do?
Well, I like to lift a lot, like not like powerlifting, but I don't know if you know what ETS is.
Hmm.
So I go to that like 4 times a week and I really, really enjoy that. That's something I do like all the time and I love it a lot. And then besides that, I mean, hanging out with friends, really. I really try to work out every day, so it's hard when I like am not in the gym, but yeah.
So do I, but I'm probably a lot more failure than you are on that because I like to work out every day too. But I'm like, I'm old. So I said we'll do a little some rapid fire here. Favorite food?
Um, Ice cream, if that counts as a food.
Yes, it's 100% of food, and
Okay.
you can have it for
Yeah,
breakfast too as well.
ice cream. Yeah.
Favorite movie?
Mean Girls.
Oh, classic.
Yeah.
Favorite song right now?
I don't know if I have a favorite one. I just like anything by Taylor Swift, really. So,
Did we go to the Taylor Swift concert?
yes, I made it out to night one. It was probably the best night of my
Man,
life.
y'all should have bought lottery tickets if you were old enough for that. Because if you got Taylor Swift tickets, those were hard to get.
We got them right away too. We got like 5 tickets. So me and my mom and my sister and her friend and my friend went, and it was awesome.
Fair, okay, fair. There's the highlight of the summer right there, right there. I like it. Any superstitions for basketball? Having to put one shoe on differently? Anything of that nature?
They come and go. There's definitely times where I'm like, if I wear pre-wrap in a high school game and I play bad, I won't wear it the rest of the season, or like I'll braid my hair. But they're like very like they're for like a 3 or 4 game span. Then I'm like, whatever, like resets.
I would find this question interesting. What is your basketball yuck? Like, just you're like, you don't understand it. You're like, why do people do this?
Like players or like playing style or like how like they're like what like a like where.
Anything, appearance, any actions
Um,
on the court, any kind of like they try this all the time. And you're like, you don't understand why. It's ugly basketball.
I don't like when people like when defenders play overly aggressive, like that isn't like and just start grabbing you. I hate that. And I hate when like the non like pre-op headbands, like the thick ones. So I feel like those are kind of like a dying trend, or they should be. But
Fair. My basketball yuck is people that don't wear deodorant. And
yeah,
at
that's
Lifetime, that's a very big basketball yuck. I'm like, y'all pull it together. But this ain't about me. This is about you. We won't take all your night. I always like to wrap up with this. When people watch you play basketball, what is something that you hope they take away from watching Kendra play basketball?
that my game doesn't revolve around scoring. Like that I mean for me I feel like every player is like this where if you don't score you kind of do feel like you didn't play your best. But at the end of the day like I hope people think like oh she's much more than just like a like shooter and like finisher. Like she can really like pass the ball well and she's a great teammate and plays good defense.
I like it. An all around player. And she's going to get you maybe 10
Yeah, for
steals
sure.
as long as Coach Hirsch doesn't take away some of her steals.
Yeah.
We're talking to you, Coach Hirsch. We're talking to you, taking some of her steals away. No. But once again, I want to say thank you, thank you. I plan to be out there for one of the Stewartville games this year because it sounds like that's a pretty good rivalry either way. So,
It is, but I will say like they blew us out a little bit the second time we played them, but I do think this year it'll be more competitive. I do.
Hey, got nothing to lose. You can put a little
Yeah.
fear in them and like get people riled up for this year. So I like it. I like it. But once again, thank you so much for doing this.
Thank you for
I said
having me.
good luck this season. Good health this season. Good luck with recruiting and everything. I'll be in the gym. We
Thank
get one more
you.
year of AAU with you, so we get to see
Yeah.
10 steals next
Well,
year again, right? Per game.
hopefully. Yeah.
Okay.
That's the goal.
Fair, fair. But you have a great night. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely.